Hello, my friends, and welcome to the final match of the D9 Community Tournament. We have the playoff finals between Saga and Guardians. Momento Mori here in the Tier 3 division. This is a rematch from the previous finals, so this is a part 2 as Saga was able to take the first matchup here, and Guardians suffering their first loss. But here in this double elimination bracket, it does mean they have another shot. Are starting to get some protects and bans coming through, as well as Saga have opened up with the Moira Protect, wanting to keep skate action on his signature hero there. And then Guardians responding back, protecting Reinhardt. So I want to make sure they keep Dev Crusher, their main tank, on his hero of choice, and then they're going to do a Symmetra ban as we go into Lijiang Tower here. Response coming from Saga, they're going to ban the McCree, so targeting our favorite cowboy. I do have Zach Hamwell joining me in the booth here tonight.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think fighting Diks came out and kind of shocked Guardians last, imagining a lot of Ryan Zarya. Same with the support line, a lot of Lucio Moira, maybe throw a BAP in there for good measure on certain maps, certain comps. But I'm expecting basically Ryan Zarya from this tank line. Both teams seem to be really strong at it. They seem to favor it, and I want to see the better. I want to see the better tank line tonight, whoever that may be.
Well, we are indeed getting Ryan Zarya, Moira, Lucio out of Saga here right out of the gate. Looks like Guardians opting for that Mercy Moira combo. Hairball going over to that forest, so we will see a little bit of the action in the skies, hence Austin onto that Mercy. Saga opting for the Reaper May, and it's going to be Saga putting toes on that objective first. And with that Reaper May, it's going to make things difficult here for Guardians to try to get in. We'll see how they choose to approach, see if they can find an opening. Right now they're just kind of poking and prodding around Main Street. Death Grudger in the swinging battle there with Tenzin on the other side. And it's going to be Goldfish coming up with first pick. Now that Rez is going to come through. Tenzin punishes the Mercy. Now both Reinhardt's going for a ride, and off the side they go. So no more main tanks here on Lijiang Tower, as both teams still vying for control. And it is going to be Saga picking up that percentage first. Mr. Goldfish with a couple of good kills right there on the exit. And they're going to get us started here in our Tier 3 Finals matchup.
Fighting Diks just really winning the war of attrition on that one, and it was just ultimately they had more people on the point, and the progress continues to be gained.
Memento Mori trying to come in from the side now. Dev Crusher with that ultimate online, and they're going to throw a barrage in as well, but Hairball not able to find much with it. Charges come out and counter each other, and Android Gamer coming through with a couple big picks as well. Guardians having a hard time making it through the door. Can't seem to get past those shotguns, at least not on this engagement. So we got 49% on the board and counting here for Saga fighting Diks.
They're constantly going to be having to fly into that close proximity on that point, and you're able to see a May and a Reaper really have no trouble attacking Afara at that altitude. So a good switch from Hairball coming onto the Hanzo. Definitely going to give them more survivability, I feel.
Well, and Guardians coming back, they still have that Earth Shatter, and Cryo's going to go ahead and drop that tire. Looks like he's going to go in through the back door, and he finds the kill onto the Moira and onto the Reinhardt. No more big chunk of healing. Picks. Yeah, two very crucial picks. Taking that main tank out, taking out a big chunk of healing. Android trying to throw his Death Blossom down to try to turn the tide, but it's not going to be enough. Hairball catches him right in the skull with some Storm Arrows. Now you've got Game Ruler on point. You're just trying to stall out, get as much percentage for Saga as possible. Tenzin returning to the objective as well as the Moira. But one by one, they are just running into all of this damage coming out of Hairball and company. And it is going to be Guardians finally getting some percentage going in their favor here. And they're still holding on to some ultimates. They're great economy coming out of Guardians.
Yeah, definitely huge. They've got that Grab Dragon about to be online. Really unfortunate using that Death Blossom there coming out from Andrew Gaber. You've got the Grav online from Mr. Goldfish. So, I mean, that could have been a fight-winning combo right there. And you're already in one-fight territory, basically.
Oh, and Dev Crusher striking like a surgeon. Just saw the opening, saw Tenzin down low, was able to go in and just get that last final swing in without taking too much damage and shutting down that push, buying them some more percentage. But Saga's coming back in with a vengeance. They got that Graviton coming out, and it finds 4 members. Is it going to be enough? Tenzin with a nice kill. And then he's going to respond in with an Earth Shatters. Blizzard comes out from Saga as well. In the end, it looks like they've got 3, but they've got 4 kills coming through. Saga making their presence known at 1 point, and they are in one-fight territory. Tyre comes out from the other side, and Cryo's going to find 2 with that. Perhaps give them a window as Saga is just now getting the point flipped back over. Dev Crusher coming back with that Earth Shatter. He's going to throw it down and interrupts the charge coming out of Tenzin, but the bubble comes out to try to keep him alive through that ultimate. It is not enough. Hairball comes up with that pick and the pick onto the Moira. Guardians really in a good position to get this thing flipped back over. Coming through with some real grit here, but Android's coming back on that Reaper. He doesn't want that to happen. He finds that kill onto Hairball. Game Ruler goes down after making a swap onto that Tracer to try to make it back onto point. Now Cryo's here with the Junkrat, and Timmy coming through with a good pair of kills off the Zarya. It is still an absolute brawl on point. Members of Guardian turn their attention onto Mr. Goldfish, onto Saga's Zarya, and then onto Saga's Reaper there, both of which are sent back to spawn. And Guardians coming out on top after this just bare-knuckle brawl here on the objective.
But that being said, Android, huge individual performance, getting a ton of value, but the team coordination just there for Memento Mori on that fight.
When Android coming up on that Death Blossom once again, one of the only ultimates of note coming online here in this engagement. Big Freeze comes out onto Dev Crusher, and they find that super important kill. Android's going to go ahead and throw down that Death Blossom and just decimates the members of Memento Mori here. Timmy was able to get out of the way of the ultimate, but is forced to run back in and try to stall out, and just runs right into a bunch of damage from the Zarya and the Reaper and Saga. Fighting Diks emerging victorious here in our opening round on Li Jingtao. An improved showing coming out of Guardians. They definitely have some renewed vigor, a little bit more aggression coming out of Dev Crusher and the front line there. Definitely a good showing coming out of them, and I'm expecting a much tighter matchup than the first finals match between these two.
Absolutely. There's such synergy between Timmy and Dev Crusher on the tank line for Memento Mori. I think we're going to start seeing that showcase more and more as this map goes on and subsequently the rest of the match, I believe.
We are getting pretty much a mirror matchup with Saga sticking on that Mei, Guardian sticking on the Junkrat, and it is Saga getting their foot onto the point first. Tenzin got a lot of good ground here, but they've got that Reaper in the backline. They got to watch out. Dev Crusher comes through with the final blow with a beautiful fire strike, finding 2 kills and just opening the door wide. With that, the rest of the team storms forward. And I attribute a lot of that to Hairball. Hairball was in that backline harassing Tenzin. He wasn't able to put his full concentration onto the main tank of Guardians. And split, with his attention split, Hairball was able to get a lot of damage done, and that fire strike came through and finished off 2 opening picks.
Oh, absolutely. Hairball, coming onto that Reaper with a vengeance, basically. He has been, titled in the past as the best Reaper in Tier 3. Android Gamer's giving him a run for his money tonight, but Hairball wants to get in on that fight, I think. And in it he shall.
Well, Dev Crusher tried to open up this next engagement with a big Earth Shatter, but it got blocked. Nevertheless, that spawn coalescence coming out from both sides. At the end of the day, it was Guardians coming up with opening pick. We did get a tire come out from Cryo that got destroyed, but nevertheless, the members of Saga are sent back to spawn. But they are not wasting any time. 45% and counting on the board here for Guardians.
Quick reset.
Yeah, very quick reset.
They're not going to let Guardians get much progress if they can help it.
Well, and they're going to open up with a good Graviton Surge, so they lose Game Ruler as they try to close through the door. Earth Shatter came out from...
shutdown.
Yeah, huge shutdown with Cryo Overlord coming up big. And they have just no answer for the Junkrat span there in that engagement, despite the fantastic ultimates coming out from the tank line. At least
There's been a noticeable amount of ult shutdowns coming out from Memento Mori so far this round, and so far this match. It's they lost that fight on the last point, but a lot of ultimates that they've shut down, and that's going to pay dividends as the fight goes on.
Well, they're coming in. They open up with a sound barrier to get through the door. Android Gamer made his way onto point. Timmy tried to go back and counter him, but gets taken out by that Reaper. Hairball decided to drop his Death Blossom into the back line of Saga, so that Saga has no more heals here. But nevertheless, the Mei and the Zarya have made their way onto the point. Android Gamer still standing as well. And as the dust settles, Saga emerges with the objective. They got 5% in counting, but Guardians, final fight.
And Game Ruler, excuse me, Android Gamer and Game Ruler. That's a DPS line if I've ever heard one. But he definitely a quiet hero so far for Diks this match. His Mei has really done a lot to shut down Dev Crusher so far this map. Good
Graviton Surge to open things up from Guardians, but then Mr. Goldfish on the side of Saga is going to throw his back in, and the later one tends to be the better one here, as Tenzin coming up with 3 final blows, 5 kills in all. Saga hanging on through that engagement.
Memento Mori at this moment is the Shatter with that Riptire coming inbound shortly. That combo could be devastating to the Diks, especially if they can get it off before either support ults come online.
Guardians trying to make their way back in, but a good Maywall came in and split off the main tank. Hairball went into the back one, was forced to Wraithform out, and a good tire came out from Cryo. Now good Earth Shatter coming out from Dev Crusher as he found two, and that's going to get the kill onto Korbeck. Tinsen drops as well, and with no healers, with no more tanks, Saga going to have a hard time holding this. I'll spit that one out eventually.
That's tongue-tying right there.
It is indeed. 99% on the board. Can this Tracer touch? No, Game Ruler not quite able to make it back. With also just the hyper-aggressiveness we're seeing out of both teams, it's kind of turning into a little bit of the dive mentality, where you have the DPS just really pushing their way into the backline, even with the assistance of a tank, and it's who can get the kills onto the other supports first.
I love to see Ryan Zarya played that way. That just super aggro, super in your face. It allows your Zarya to get a ton of value, get a ton of ult charge built up, a ton of charge on that beam cannon. I forget what her gun's called all of a sudden. Beam cannon sounds right.
We'll go with beam cannon.
There we go.
Well, it's
That's a big pick to start it off.
Yeah, opening things up strong here for Saga as they have their feet planted. They have control of this objective. They're starting to get that percentage going here directly in Game Ruler, coming up with another big pick as well. Limiting the resources and the reinforcements on the side of Guardians, and with that they're going to try to retreat out. Game Ruler finding the exit kill onto the Zarya, trying to turn his attention to the skies. Nice shot! Able to combine with the Junkrat Mine to find the Mercy as well as the Pharah. Game Ruler and Android coming through to take out the DPS line, take out the Pharmacy, and they are in full control here on Gardens.
Diks really just know how to control these uber enclosed points very well. They establish their presence early on the point, and then from there they often get the first pick to start it off, and that's a 5v6 with control. You'll take that fight any day if you're the Diks. That's what you want to see, and they continue to do that.
Dev Crusher caught in an odd position, just eats so many rockets. Game Ruler just obliged him, just putting rocket after rocket into our big German hero. Now he's trying to turn his attention into the duel with the Sky. He's got that barrage online. They do find that kill with a little help from his Zarya. Mercy stands no chance.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see a flurry of ultimates on this fight. Guardians definitely want to try and get control before being in one-fight territory. So this could be the fight that you see a lot of ults expended from both sides.
Well, it looks like Guardians going to try to path around line side. They look a little separated here. Look like DPS were a touch behind. Everybody's making a point. They're going in now. We'll see if we get the Surge Shatter coming out. No, it's going to be a Graviton Surge coming out from Saga to open things up. And Game Ruler's going to go ahead and drop that Barrage into the mix. Finds himself two. Barrage came out from the other side to try to counter, but Game Ruler got the better end of the far duel. Hairball takes him down, gets a little revenge kill, but at the end of the day, two members of Saga left standing on point, 96% and counting on the board. You have Hairball coming back in. The lone member here for Guardians to touch point. Try to make something happen here in the Twilight Hour. They're down 99-0, but Android's going to take out Dev Crusher. That main tank sent back to spawn for Guardians, and he's going to drop a tire. That tire finds two. Android cleaning house here on Lijiang Tower Guardians, giving his team a chance and a 1-0 lead here in our finals match.
That was an insane start to this.
Well, welcome back, my friends. We are here with the Tier 3 Finals, Part 2 in our D9 Community Tournament Playoffs. We are headed to Temple of Anubis for Map 2. My name's Bullskunk. I am joined by Zoc Hamwell here in the booth tonight.
A pleasure as always, Bullskunk. Thank you for having me.
Ah, yes. I'm very glad. Hamwell, what do we got in the Protect and Ban front?
All right, so as far as Protect and Bans go, similar, exactly the same Protects coming out from both sides as the first map. Reinhardt coming out from the Guardians and Moira coming out from the Diks. A little different in our bans, though. The Diks ban Bastion and the Guardians ban this series going into King's Row. That's going to give you a lot more confidence. It's going to give you a lot more momentum, whatever you want to call it. So, it's definitely on the table for them. Same token, though, the Diks, they saw what the Guardians can do on this map, so, they have a chance to possibly pull out that win instead of drawing, and that really starts tightening the noose, as it were, if you're Memento Mori.
We are going to have Saga fighting Diks starting us off on the defense here. Looks like they're showing us a little Orisa Reinhardt start us off. Is the same double shield composition we saw from them on Temple of Anubis last time. They are bringing us Hanzo and Junkrat, put the hurt down. Moira and Baptiste keep the team alive.
I really do love this double shield variety with the Rein Orisa. I think the Halt and the Fire Strike really pair well together. I mean, there's so many, all of abilities of Reinhardt's really pair well with a good Halt coming out from Orisa. So, I mean, if played correctly, a ton of value. So I'm excited to see it.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more, even just his primary swing. Now on the side of the offense, Guardians Memento Mori showing us some Rein Zarya. No big surprise there. They're putting Cryo on the Reaper. Hairball on the Mei in lieu of their Pharah ban.
Interesting.
They're going to run right into a Junkrat trap. Yeah, getting a Mei on the offense here, and they're going to put that wall up to defend against platform, deny that LOS off the main platform, and try to aggress just directly onto spawn. But Android Gamer ready for him, throwing mines down as they go underneath the bridge there. He finds the pick onto the Baptiste. He has a Zarya caught in the trap. Timmy is chipped down super low. Android was very low on life himself and was forced back out of there, and Timmy falls into the healing grasp of his teammates there. But Cryo Overlord looking to turn the tide here, flip things back over, gets a kill onto Korbeck. It is now Guardians with the man advantage as they look to aggress onto the objective. Goldfish goes down, facing the shotguns from Cryo, and Timmy's high charge beam crowd turns his attention on to Tenzin and then takes out Game Ruler as well. Cryo Overlord showing up big on this Reaper, and it is going to give Guardians a very quick point A here on Temple of Anubis.
But it was in fact the second pick on the Baptiste of Korbeck that really seemed to turn the tide for Memento Mori. Both teams recognizing the OP-ness, that sounds terrible, of Baptiste, and they seem to be targeting that hero very early.
We're getting a good set of dragons coming out and whittle down the health bars of Guardians here as they try to aggress in. Timmy is going to drop, and they do respond back, finding a kill onto Cryo coming back, finding a kill onto the Junkrat as well as onto the Baptiste. Now, I don't know if it's going to be enough for them to aggress in. They lost their mate in the process. Cryo is going to drop to a shot from Gameler. Nevertheless, we're getting an Earthshatter coming out of Tenzin here, and Gameler picks up another kill onto Dev Crusher. So despite...
with a Death Blossom, huge combo. It wouldn't be a surprise for Timmy to get this graph farmed up in that time. Same with Hairball on the May freeze.
I say nor that Blizzard.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely, this could be the fight that Memento Mori is looking for here on this point. They got those ults out, they've got the advantage, and now they need to capitalize.
We're getting a little bit of a swap coming out of Game Ruler. He's gone over to the Symmetra. Ant Matrix coming out on the side of the defense, and that Symmetra swap coming in clutch right at the beginning as 2 kills come through from those turrets. Saga turns our attention onto Reinhardt, and Dev Crusher is quickly sent back to spawn. Once again, Saga holding on strong here. They're able to bounce back in that ult economy a little bit as well.
That Symmetra pick paid instant payout. It really did. It was insane how quickly that was such a timely swap coming out from Game Ruler. It's really going to detract a lot of Dev Crusher's aggressiveness that he loves to have on Reinhardt. That being said, the ult economy still very much in Memento Mori's favor. That Riptire could do a lot for Diks, though, something Guardians got to watch out for.
Yeah, they're coming back in here with a lot in their bank. They're going to path around through caves here. We got that bubble coming out onto Dev Crusher, and he's going to push in with that little bit of extra life. Opts not to use that Earthshatter just yet. Instead, they're going to throw a Blizzard down. He ate a charge and is down to 73 life and down to as low as 6 health. Meanwhile, the rest of his team stormed onto the objective while they were having the Rein v. Rein duel. Hairball coming through big and dueling. Earthshatters come out. They flatten each other simultaneously. Meanwhile, on the point, Guardians have picked up 2 ticks already. Hairball showing up big for his team, helping him take that objective. And now they have 95% just under. Graviton Surge comes out from the other side as they look to bounce back. Saga trying to hold on here, and they've got 2 kills. Make that 3, coming off the back of that fantastic ultimate. Dev Crusher with a charge, trying to make something happen. But at the end of the day, Saga on the back of this Zarya coming out of Mr. Goldfish have held on. Here at the end of point B.
Gets hit with that grab. Dev Crusher rightfully charges past him, trying to seal off that door. But Diks did a great job of just coming out the other side and cleaning up while Dev Crusher was trying to protect against the Symmetra. So just a lot of nuanced action coming out on that fight, and Diks come out holding strong there. They bend, but they don't ultimately break.
We did get 2 ticks picked up. Guardians in here looking for the third. Not much in the ultimate bank for either side. They're going to run on a point. That Immortality Field comes out early and is used. Austin goes down, but they lose their brig. No, one healer down for either side. 5v5 here on point. Oh, but Dev Crusher gets caught in the back. Timmy and Cryo Overlord answer right back, though. Man advantage for Guardians here on the objective as they're looking to pick up that final tick. Tenzin gets frozen and is taken out. That amplification matrix there on the side of Guardians, on the side of the offense. Looked like we had A tire came out the other way, but it got dismantled. Did not find anything. But once again, Goldfish on this Zarya comes through and saves the day for fighting Diks. My goodness. Putting this team on his back. And they have held on one more time.
And Corbeck on the Brig, he's just getting a ton of value right now, especially on those fights where neither team really had any ultimates on the board. Brig really was the difference maker in that fight too, I feel like.
Absolutely, that huge mid-fight potential coming through. Once again, we're going to have Guardians coming back in. 70 seconds on the clock. They've got some ultimates to work with. Hairball needs to stay alive. He is going to go ahead and throw out that Blizzard onto the objective. Graviton Surge comes out from the other way, but that Death Blossom combined with that Blizzard is too much. Cryo Overlord coming through with 4 big picks. Make that 5, and that should be just what Guardians needed. There's that second point. 55 seconds on the clock.
That ult combination that came out from Momento Mori there, it covered the entire fight.
Hairball opened up with that fantastic, yeah, that combo was just...
Well, it covered the point.
Yeah.
It covered the point. There was nothing Diks could really do there, and just great placement. Whether that be luck or just excellent team coordination, either way, the result is the same for Momento Mori.
Guardians going back on the defense now, hoping that great play is going to be enough to tie up this finals matchup here.
You combine those things together, and that's a lot of AoE healing that can come out and really mitigate a lot of damage. Combined with the burst of Baptiste, just a lot of potential in this. I've seen this running a lot more, especially in scrims, and I think it's a support lineup we're going to see a lot more of, honestly.
And you're referring to that cooldown, not his left trigger, to where he can heal everybody around him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you combine that with that Lucio AoE healing burst. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Right.
I gotta verse myself with his kit's official names a little bit more.
Well, it is Cryo Overlord finding first pick, getting that kill as the members of Saga tried to come through the front door, and that just slowed him down greatly. Already about 45 seconds eaten off the clock. Saga not able to make it through the original choke just yet. They've got their members back, and they're going to go ahead and try to press on through, just going directly onto the objective. Looked like Android had run himself into a trap, and they were forced to stall out here for a second, make sure they don't lose anybody as they're trying to make their trek onto the point here. Oh, and just as I say that, Corbeck's going to drop. We're getting Coalescence coming out from Saga as they look to push on through here, but an Amplification Matrix comes out from the other side. Nevertheless, it looks like it is the Coalescence coming out on top. Game Ruler coming up with a couple big picks as he's on this Tracer here. Finds 2, make that 3 here on our cover hero. The Tracer coming in big, an unusual pick.
But Game Ruler just doing a great job of picking his battles. Corbeck doing an excellent job with those armor packs, really making Tracer a tanky force to be reckoned with all that armor added, especially with these armor changes coming in last patch.
Cryo and Hairball, both DPS for Guardians, had that Tracer picked up, but she's able to blink away. Meanwhile, the front line just going right over the middle of the objective, and Hairball goes down holding that big ultimate. He had the Deadeye in his hand, and a good Fire Strike takes out the tire. Both DPS ultimates negated as Saga steps on the point and throws themselves a Graviton Surge now. Earth Shatter comes out from the defense, but it gets blocked. Saga tries to respond back with one of their own. Goldfish is in a bunch of trouble. Android going to find the kill onto Dev Crusher as well. No more tanks standing here on the side of Guardians. And Saga pressing on this objective with a lot of time in the bank. So far, no progress picked up just yet. Android's going to go ahead and throw that Death Blossom down. He finds one as they just continue to clean up here. Cryo had swapped over to a Tracer of his own, but gets taken out. Pulse Bomb comes out, does not find anything. But Game Ruler does find that pick onto Nufi. And one by one, it is just Guardians trying to buy as much time off the clock here, but Saga just running over him. Here comes that progress coming through. 1 tick picked up already. Tracer coming back to try to stall, force to recall out. As we're about to.
This has been great stall coming out.
Great stall. They've eaten up a lot of clock time. It's still over 4 minutes here for Saga. And no ultimates on the side of Guardians. One by one, they just have to try to hope they can buy as much time as they can. Hoping for some kind of miracle pick to come through. Hairball there on the Reaper. Wraithform with just a speck of health left. As Austin comes back in, doing his best to stall as well. But Skate Action Goldfish just right on top of them all. And with 3:51 left in the clock, it is going to be Saga picking up that second point in a monstrous time bank.
Then I mean that's mission accomplished right now. And on top of that, Game Ruler also coming in with some great cleanups, capitalizing on some good opportunities. So really, just all in all, a good performance coming out from Game Ruler on the Tracer.
Saga going back on the defense now. They've got that Reinhardt Zarya once again here. Opting to go ahead and keep Goldfish on the Zarya as opposed to the double shield we saw in their first D. We're going to have the Symmetra here as well as we go into extra innings. Just 50 seconds on the clock here for Guardians. Try to come in and make something happen here. Try to tie up this match here in our Tier 3 finals. They're bringing Ryan Zarya, Reaper May. They're going to try to run right over the middle here. Death Crusher finds the trap as they try to push in. Good wall comes out, dividing off that Brig, and they do find the kill onto Korbeck. Brig is down, man advantage here for Guardians. Oh, but a good charge comes out of Tenzin, takes out the Zarya. It's a big chunk of damage that they're going to be missing. They're trying to turn their attention on to Tenzin now, and Cryo finds a good pick on Android Gamer. He's going to turn his attention, finds the kill on the Skate Action. No more Moira left here for Saga. And Cryo coming up big, finds the kill on the Tenzin, finds the kill on the Goldfish. Cryo Overlord on this Reaper. Putting down a
really
world of hurt and opening things wide. Here for Guardians, 3 points on the board here for Memento Mori. We're going to get Android opening up things with the tire here. Tries to come over the top, does not seem to find anything. Moira did have that fade available and ready to go.
That did a great job to stall some time off the clock, though, and Android's going to get that kill onto Trox, so ultimately, big benefits.
It did work out well. Cryo's going to answer right back, though Android hits Hairball. And Game Ruler with those turrets, even from the grave, going to pick up that kill, giving the favor here to Saga. Tenzin throwing a late Earth Shatter down, and they are going to hold on here. 3 points on the boards for Guardians, but no ticks picked up on the second objective. What do you think of this Tor pick, trying to hold for 3.5 minutes or nearly 4?
I mean, that turret can provide you the DPS of an extra hero almost. The question's going to be, it seems very high risk, high reward. So it's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for him.
Well, on the other side of the fence, we are seeing the Ryan's already given, and once again, Game Ruler on that Tracer. We'll see if the excellent performance was just a lightning in a bottle, or if he can repeat this here. He's going to path around, flank around towards platform sides. Got his sights set on that Baptiste, who's going to go ahead and drop his lamp down, try to keep that team alive. They take that out. They take off the turret as well, and Tenzin finding first blood, opening things up here. Android's going to follow up with a kill. Game Ruler gets himself a kill, shooting that Reinhardt right in the back. Now they're trying to turn their attention onto that Torbjorn. He's got a little turret set up in there, just not to seem anything more than a distraction, though. Hairball does pick up one kill before going down. Timmy comes through with a pick as well. Neither of them last long, and now the Junkrat, the last remaining member of Guardians on Objective A here. He gets whittled down low. He gets taken out, not before getting Tenzin, and it's just Game Ruler left as the Tracer here on the objective. Pulse Bomb comes out and does stick that Reinhardt, but Guardians reinforcements starting to come through here. They are certainly not giving up. Their Reinhardt back here with a couple of healers. Big charge comes out onto Korbeck, and Guardians looking to take as much time off this clock as they can. Hairball's back onto the Torbjorn, but Android not having any of it as he takes both of those members down. Cryo Unload answered right back, though. He finds himself, too. He's going to throw a tire onto the point. Can this be the difference maker? Can they hold? It gets the Reinhardt. No more main tank there. Oh, but he is going to drop. And I think that was the last standing member of Guardians. Second tick picked up. They're going to try to come back and stall. No. Okay, he's going to go ahead and recall right back out. Despite the fact they use that Ant Matrix early, the defense does still have the Molten Core coming online, as well as an Earth Shatter, Graviton Surge, and a Valk in their pocket. A lot of ults coming up online for the offense as well. In fact, they're going to open up with the Coalescence Graviton Surge combo. We get Lamp coming out from the defense. Oh, and Cryo Overlord coming out with a big pick. Make that 2, make that 3.
A Symmetra instead of a Torbjorn possibly could have provided a little bit more contestability, possibly a chance to win that fight, but, you know, hindsight is 20/20. Diks really doing a good job of just cleaning up the fight, staying aggressive.
Cryo Overlord open with a good tire. I thought I was going to get more than that, but it indeed just finds the one. Nevertheless, he gives his life, and it's a 5v5 here on the objective. Of course, the respawn in favor of the defenders here. Guardians looking to hold. They do still have that Earth Shatter online. It looks like the members of Saga are kind of stalling for a second as they're just poking and prodding from the front door. On the side
really
of the
looks
offense,
like they're trying to use those left triggers and those Junkrats. That Zarya and Junkrat really to maybe get an early pick before they come onto this point, but time is whittling down.
And if anything, maybe perhaps build up, get a little bit more of an ult advantage here, though they do have this Death Blossom as Android Gamer is teleporting up to the top. Game Ruler has joined him up on that high ground, and Tenzin's going to go ahead and throw down that Earth Shatter on the objective. Dev Crusher throws down one the other way, and that finds Tenzin, but Android Gamer's going to go ahead and invest that Death Blossom. The Death Blossom finds two. Korbeck finds the cleanup onto Hairball, and Saga have made their presence known on this objective. They are ruling this point as it is just one member left on the side of Guardians. Oh, and he does manage to get off that sound barrier. Austin, that could be the game changer that they needed. Timmy coming back on that Diva. They got an Immortality field up, trying to keep that team alive, and they're surviving for a bit as Graviton Surge comes out from the other direction. Cryo does get a tire in, finds one, but Charge comes out. Oh, Dev Crusher with a big pick onto Android, and a big pick onto Tenzin as well. And Guardians have held. My goodness, once again, we get a draw out of a still 1-0.
That was Austin Trox saving the day with that sound
barrier.
That
sound barrier
would not have been there if it hadn't been for that. That was absolutely insane.
My friends, we are headed to Map 3 here in our Tier 3 Finals matchup. This is a Part 2 rematch of Saga fighting Diks versus Guardians Memento Mori. Saga winning the first outing between these two and in our double elimination tournament. Guardians coming back with a chance to take the title here. This is a winner take all. No more safety nets. My name is Bullskunk. I am joined by Hamwell here tonight in the broadcasting booth.
Woo woo! Yep, final match of this tournament, and it's already shaping up to be a wild one. Just wild, just fun to watch. Definitely a nice ending to what has been definitely one of the more fun tournaments that I've got to be a part of. So shout out just to everybody over at D9 for putting on such a great event. It's been a pleasure to be casting in it. So I'm just feeling awesome right now.
I second that sentiment 120%. With that, we do have our protects and bans coming through.
Protects, we have protecting Ryan coming back out from the Guardians. Farah was protected by fighting Diks. As far as bans go, obviously Guardians seeing something they weren't quite a fan of there on Anubis, and they do ban Tracer here for King's Row, and Bastion once again will be banned on behalf of the fighting Diks. So certain times where they've done a good job of baiting out some risky charges that haven't paid off for Dev Crusher, and that's more than we saw from a lot of teams in group stages. Really, Dev Crusher was nailing some zany stuff throughout group stages. So definitely great awareness coming out from the Diks so far.
And good adaptation. As Guardians went completely undefeated until Saga was able to shut them down there in the previous finals matchup. No one had found an answer to Dev Crusher in this team.
That's true. That's extremely true. Yes. It's insane, actually. Saga really doing their homework on this one by the looks of it.
Well, it is going to be Guardians starting us off on the defense here in the blue jerseys. We are getting a little swap around. They are bringing us Ryan Zarya once again with McCree and Hanzo. Put the hurt down. Mori and Lucio to keep the team topped off and alive. On the side of the offense, Ryan Zarya as well coming out of Saga in the red. They're going to put Game Ruler on that Farah. A little Widowmaker to start us off here, see if they can get a good opening pick. Make life easier on point A. Those gates are open. Map 3 has begun.
Haven't seen a lot of Widowmaker from either side, so I'm interested to see if this is a difference maker coming out for Saga.
I think it was just to try to find an initial pick. In fact, he's going to go ahead and swap over to a Genji here. We did get first blood coming through as Dev Crusher found the kill onto Tenzin. Guardians opening things up. That res did come through, but No Faith paid for it. Mercy sent back to spawn, trying to get that res off. With that, Saga forced to kind of back out here through this main choke. Wait for their Mercy to get back into battle here. Not much to speak of.
And really, there's not going to be a lot of protection for Reinhardt from the DPS. Oh, well, now we've got the switch over to Junkrat. That's going to provide a little bit more help for Tenzin on the Reinhardt. But really, you saw it on that first fight. Tenzin was really just, kind of left high and dry, it seems. And we're seeing it still, kind of, to an extent.
Yeah, Junkrat going to be a good trade as he does manage to pick up a kill on that, but they lost Tenzin on their main tank. Now that res is coming through,
That's
but
a
once
huge
again,
res.
No Faith paying for it though. Going down, they find the kill onto Game Ruler as well. Nevertheless, they pop Coalescence and Saga trying to push in here. That Zarya juice to the heavens here. They're going to turn their attention onto Dev Crusher, and they do find that kill, but Dragons come out the other way. Timmy able to utilize that, find himself a couple kills. He does lose the Zarya duel though, so they trade back and forth, and of course the respawn advantage is going to favor the attackers here. Nevertheless, Goldfish goes down, but Android responds right back. As he's hanging out in Hotel, finds a kill onto that Moira, and they get the res onto Goldfish. So
Saga has the numbers now.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. They answer quickly. They've got the main advantage. Soundbayer coming out as well to try to defend this off, but the Graviton Surge Barrage combo coming out of Saga was too much. And they are picking up progress here. 2 ticks picked up. You have Cryo on an Ash kind of hiding in the back, but Game Ruler found him out. Saga picking up that 3rd tick, getting this payload moving here on Kings Row.
Tenzin finds that out, and then Game Ruler on that Forest shutting down his counter in the Ash of Cryo.
I don't know if Skate Action stuck his nose out too much there, but Hairball picked up a good opening kill as he's hiding up on this high ground. He had flanked around over towards the high ground where the Widows like to sit. Now we're getting Tyre coming out from the other side. Cryo coming up with a kill of his own. So 2-man advantage here for Guardians on the defense as they look to storm up and hold Bookstore. They're going to go ahead and throw down a Coalescence and just burn through Bookstore. But Android answers back, taking Nufi out of that ultimate. And Tension tries to charge out. Coming out of that Bookstore, Dev Crusher finds a kill onto Skate Action, though. Makes that 2 as he picks up a kill onto Android Gamer. And after a dirty brawl here on the objective, we got a Bob coming out from the other side. It is actually Guardians kind of beating the retreat and backing off. Waiting for some reinforcements here on the back of Point B. We do have an Earthshatter online for Tenzin as he jumps around that corner and drops it down. That finds 2. Finds the quick kill onto Dev Crusher and the charge onto Timmy as Tenzin single-handedly takes out the front line and the tanks of Guardians. As they're completely off guard, it seemed. Yielded 2 kills. And now they've got 2 points on the board and they're just marching through to Point C here. They're coming up on a Graviton Surge as well as a Tyre, that Coalescence in the pocket. But on the side of the defense, Hairball on that Hanzo has himself some Dragons ready to go, and here comes the Graviton Surge. There go the Dragons. That's going to pick up 3 kills, yielding the desired result. Skate Action popped a Coalescence in there, and is going to find 2 kills to answer back, though. But still a man advantage for the defense. Oh, Mercy flew in to try to get a res and got caught in a trap. They're going to find that pick.
Shut down the res to boot.
Yeah, shut down the res indeed. And that's going to put an end to this assault. Saga
Quick
trying to push back
from
in
Saga.
here.
That's
yeah.
insane.
They don't have, they're going to get No Faith swapping over to that Lucio to get back into this battle here. No longer having the Mercy, and a Graviton Surge comes out from the other side, but Coalescence from Nufi. Keep that team topped off and alive. Big charge comes out of Tenzin, but he just got himself into an awkward position. Now Sound Barrier comes out on the side of Guardians just to solidify this thing and take it home, and Dev Crusher comes through big, finding 3 picks. Android answers back. Dev Crusher finds himself a 4th in that engagement. And it is Guardians holding tall here, just over 3 minutes.
So I think Dev's found his rhythm, and if he can keep that up, this could be a definite momentum shift right now for the Guardians.
Well, they're trying to push in. Tenzin does have that Earthshatter ready. They're going to have to be careful. Cryo Overlord was waiting in the top wings with that Tyre. And Hairball storms in on the Reaper and takes down the main tank. Now the Tyre comes through and finds 4! What a massive Tyre! That's what you're looking for. That's what you needed on the side of the defense here. As they use that one ultimate to stave off this aggression. Big play coming out of Cryo on the Junkrat.
That was huge. That's going to let Guardians get almost level again in this ult battle, if I'm not mistaken. You've got that Death Blossom coming online. You got Grab, you got Shatter, you got Coalescence versus a Shatter, a Coalescence, and a Death Blossom. So, I mean, you know, that really puts you right back in the thick of it.
Well, they're only down by a matter of percentage as opposed to by a number of ultimates, and now a good Graviton Surge coming out. And if they can win just that one ultimate, they will put themselves ahead in the ult economy perhaps, or at least doing a good job of staying equal. As those kills are coming through, and they are chasing down the members of Saga here.
It really does seem like Saga is gearing up for the ultimate 6Y press. They've got all but No Faith online. Makes sense. That was a late switch back to the Mercy off that Lucio. So No Faith just a little bit behind, but understandably so. Double Coalescences now. Very nice.
Yeah, we're getting the Tyre coming out from Android as well. He pays as he goes down. Can the Tyre find anything? It does! Tyre finds 2. Now Dev Crusher's going to go ahead and throw his Earthshatter in despite being 3 men down, and he finds no success on the back of that. And now with several ults in their pocket, Saga are rounding this final corner. They're going to have Graviton Surge. They've got Death Blossom going in their pockets as well. Game Ruler opens up with a big pick, finding the kill onto the Moira. Without that big chunk of hills, it's going to make this stall that much more difficult. Now he's waiting in the top ropes. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Here comes the Death Blossom. 2 kills already coming through. 2 more lighting up, 4 in all. Game Ruler turns his sights over to Cryo on the Junkrat, and they are going to finish this thing off. 38 seconds left on the clock here for Saga.
No defensive ult online for that barrage of ultimates that Saga had brewing there. So that ultimately tells the tale, and the ultimates win.
There wasn't a barrage. I'm just kidding. I can't.
I know. I that's the problem. I love using that as an adjective for a multitude of ults, but it is in fact an ultimate. So it's like, it can be a bit confusing. I gotta study. Study my adjectives a little more.
You were fine. I was just making a bad pun. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
It was a good pun. It was a very good pun, actually. This dad approves.
Exactly.
The only thing I could think of is possibly a switch over to Baptiste. Obviously, that immortality field is a bit like a mini ultimate. I think when you know you're not going to have a big defensive ult online for that final fight, if you can run Bap Lucio and have that Bap do the contest, or have the Lucio do the contest and the Bap use that immortality field against the Grav, then I mean, potential, but all conjecture at this point.
Well, Guardians coming back on the offense now. They're going to use Reaper Pharah to try to push in here, and that Pharah putting down a World of Hurt already. Kind of keeping the members of Saga back behind Hotel. Do have that Mercy pocket just amplifying that damage. Oh, but it is Goldfish coming up with the goods, finding first kill. Now they do have that Mercy there. Rez coming through onto the Reaper, but Game Ruler's going to find the kill into Dev Crusher. And without their main tank, Guardians, Momento, Mori are going to struggle to push in here on point A, and we are going to get a reset out of them here.
This May Reaper is going to be so oppressive on the defense, and we've already seen Android Gamer such value on the Reaper. Game Ruler, so much depth in his hero pool, really able to pull all these heroes out at a high level. His May on Lijiang Tower was a quiet difference maker, I feel like. So tough sledding right now if you're Guardians.
They did get that barrage built up, and it's going to come out directly. That finds two before he gets taken out. They're going to try to get that Rez off as well. The Rez does succeed. What a great play coming out of Austin. And that Pharah is back in the air as they look to maintain this advantage on the objective. They still have this Reinhardt and Moira to deal with. The Pharah is trying to turn their attention onto that healer. She's able to fade away. Now we get a Graviton Surge coming out. Look to catch Reaper in their solo, but that is a good character to catch in there. Those kills are going to come through. Progress starting to get picked up here on point A for Guardians. Cryo Overlord just putting rockets down in the beginning of point B here just to make sure that team can't make it back to re-engage, recontest. Just some good early work coming out of Overlord to build up that ultimate and have that online. Drops it down, manages to find two. That was some great play coming out of the Pharah.
Well, that was one person really equalizing the trade battle, basically, for Guardians, and then obviously Respawn's an amazing res coming out from Trox there onto Cryo after he goes down. Just a lot of good things coming out from the Guardians, and a nice time bank is what they have to show for it.
Dev Crusher opens up a first blow, but they counter-punch back on the side of the defense with a Graviton Surge. Coalescence as well, but it's not going to be enough. Then an Earthshatter comes out from Dev Crusher, and that lands true, finding several members of Saga. Big charge coming out. They're going to find those kills, and Guardians in complete control of streets.
May was sneaking behind. If May doesn't get shattered there, May's going to do a lot of cleanup while Dev's cleaning up the other team, and that equalizes the fight, I would believe. So definitely huge play on that shatter.
We're getting May dropping that Blizzard here this time. That's going to find a couple members. Dev Crusher going down. Timmy's frozen stiff, but Cryo Overlord answers back with a nice barrage. Android Gamer just taken out of it, but Hairball equalizes back. We're at a 3v3 here on point with the Rez coming through for Saga on the defense. Now the Rez coming through for Guardians on the offense, and they are back with the man up. There goes the kill onto the Moira, the May. Mercy not far behind. All the characters with an M to start their name are all now dead and back in spawn. And it is going to be 2 points.
Game Ruler about saved that.
He
really did. That phrase was awesome. It caught Dev Crusher as he was charging. He almost makes it out. He doesn't quite. He goes down for it. Great res coming out from No Faith onto skate action. I thought that would give Saga the survivability they needed to hold true and win that fight, but ultimately, just not quite there.
Well, Guardians now pushed way up as Timmy is charged to the heaven 100 on his beam there, but a good Earthshatter comes out from the other side. Tenzin finds the tank line with that. Valkyrie comes out to try to counter back, and an Earthshatter responding coming out of Dev Crusher. I think it got blocked, but Cryo Overlord, his rockets were not blocked as he sneaks them in from above, finds 3 kills. Now he's got both supports trapped in the tiny little room with the mini. Both supports go down on the way to some rockets and some good swinging coming out of Dev Crusher. And Guardians Momento Mori on par to set a fantastic time here at the end of point C. 3:35 left on the clock. A grab goes out on the right side. Didn't seem to find anything. Reaper
Did you
on the
see
left.
that cross-map charge from Dev Crusher, though, onto the Wrecking Ball? That was hilarious.
I did not see that. Did see that barrage coming out. That found one.
Oof.
He gets taken out as barrage
What a
came off on the
res.
other side. Res comes through from Austin. Good res to keep Guardians at full strength in here on this. Oh, and some nice shooting coming out of No Faith is going to clip the wings of that far, but I don't know if he has any other reinforcements. Coalescence comes out on the side of Memento Mori. Good charge comes through to help stall, and you got Gamer there on that Reaper, but an Earthshatter comes out and finds them both. Death Blossom comes out from Hairball just to try to help push this thing home. They are at 0 meters. Look at the clock. They are at 0.00 meters here as the stall continues to come through on the side of Saga. Wrecking Ball, Lucio both back on the objective. There's a May there as well that Lucio was going to drop, but the Lucio managed to get a boop onto Hairball. Big chunk of damage sent down into the pit. Now they are continuing to find those kills. Reinhardt coming back on the charge, but he's whittled down super low. That Moira's on the wrong side of the cart to keep him topped off, despite throwing a Coalescence into the mix. That Reinhardt is going to go down, but the stall continues to come through with the 0.00. Dev Crusher picking up a couple kills. Graviton Surge coming out now. Hammond is the only one caught in that, but Game Ruler back on the Reaper. The Reaper gets shut down. May is there, Ice Block used, and now Tenzin's able to get a charge back onto point. By a matter of microseconds, they're able to hold on to this thing, and they've managed to whittle a good minute off the clock. Good Earthshatter comes through, and that is going to spell the end of that stall. Just under 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Literally talking millimeters. So it was somewhere in the thousandths of a meter.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
And to your point, if they did round it to a hundredths of a meter, it would actually click, right? The payload, you would see it kind of click along. It wouldn't be a smooth flow through. So they have to maintain those thousandths of a meter to keep that smooth flow and to keep that feeling appropriate. You know, I think otherwise they'd feel a little jagged.
Back to the battle. I mean, Dev Crusher is just insane so far on King's Row. He's really starting to get the looks he wants, and you're seeing it there. When Guardians get rolling, it's really with him leading the charge. So interested to see if that can hold true for these overtime rounds here.
Saga taking a page out of their book and coming out with a little pharmacy, double spam to be precise, but Dev Crusher opening things up. He is continuing his reign, getting 2 kills. Now they do get the res onto that Moira. Nevertheless, they still have the man advantage. And Saga is just forced to hold around the corner and wait for their full 6 members, as they only have 23 seconds on the clock here to make something happen. Game Ruler's going to swap over off of that far onto a Reaper here in that vein. Got Hairball on this Ash in the back. I think this is an interesting pick. Looked great against the Far. We'll see if it stands up against this Reaper as they're looking to come in. That Reaper is teleported into the back line, back by the phone booth, and is trying to find the kill on a Cryo. He does get it. That is first pick coming through for Saga. Dueling Coalescence coming out on both sides. Bubbles used, and Big Stab comes through with a big shatter. And that opens things up. Hairball able to get the kill on the back of that. Austin as well. He charged far. He's able to charge just out of the range of that shatter. No effect. Guardians holding on strong here on King's Row.
Finals, now Guardians obviously losing King's Row in that in that first finals match. That seals the match and gives Saga Diks the win. So we have a chance here. We're going to see our first deviation from that. Of course, Saga, they've proven they can stall a point. So still Guardians not out of the woods yet. They need to take this win here. They can't settle for. So a draw here really is a victory, I feel like, for the Diks.
Gates are open. Guardians have just under 2.5 minutes to pick up 33% and tie up this match. They are bringing us Ryan Zarya. We are going to see that Far once again coming out of Cryo as he starts sending those rockets back into that corner, trying to keep the members of Saga back behind that hotel. They're all coming in with that Doomfist. Hairball trying to run in and make something happen, but gets deleted pretty much immediately. They're going to try to get that res off. A risky res, and they managed to get it off. I'm very surprised.
That could be
good
huge.
Play coming out of that tank line. Oh, but Android Gamer, he gets the shot off onto Cryo and gives the defense the man advantage right back. They throw an aggressive lamp on the other side of that statue, try to push in, see if they can get some kills here. Members of Guardians just playing it slow, trying to wait for some of their team members to get back. And once again, Hairball gets picked off early. I think he needs to come off this Doomfist. They're reading it like a book. He's just running into too much damage. I think Game Ruler on that Symmetra It's just causing too much problems. He's eating a lot of damage before he can get in and get work done. In fact, he is going to go over to that Junkrat here. $120 on the clock. 86% towards that barrage. 85%.
You've got both supports online for basically both sides. So this could be the fight right here. We're going to see some ults used.
Ant Matrix going to open things up as well as a Deadeye. Deadeye doesn't get much, but Android Gamer were able to fire through that Matrix and get the kill onto Dev Crusher. So no more main tank here on the side of Guardians as they're trying to push in. Android finds the subsequent kill onto Hairball as well. Rez coming through onto that Junkrat, but the Pharah had dropped in the meantime, so still a two-man advantage for the defense. 50 seconds on the clock. We're coming up
Already
on a lot
Saga's
of
done a great
here.
job. This is great stall coming out from Saga. They're really close to getting this draw here.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of controlling the pace here, controlling the map, not letting Guardians have the advantage. But they're going to drop a big barrage. Oh, but he's stunned out of it. The flashbang is there. Photon Barrier comes out as well. Oh, but a big Earth Shatter comes out from Cryo on the other side. That found two Graviton Surge coming out from them as well as they try to put their focus onto Tinson. He's going to try to charge him, but he doesn't finish the charge. He had caught Tinson in it, but he gets killed before he can complete it. Now Earth Shatter comes out from the other way. Mercy's caught in it. Nuki's caught in it. But Dev Crusher gets a three-man fire strike. Are you kidding me?
What
Holy
the
cow!
heck?
Guardians looking to swing this thing back, and it looks like they might have done it. 3 seconds on the clock. Oh my!
You gotta be kidding me!
Whoa!
What the heck was that? What are those? God, I haven't seen that. I haven't actually seen that in a legit match. I've seen them in scrims from time to time, but man, did he fire strike into a grav there? I'm trying to figure it out.
No, I don't even think there was an Ant Matrix there. I think he just happened to find 3 squishies who were under 100 health.
God.
I'd have to go back and look at the VOD to be sure, but that was fantastic play out of Guardians. They've got us tied up. We're headed to
Someone
map
get
4.
Kepri in here. We need a .25 replay on that one. That's clearly hacking.
One map to decide it all. Whoever wins map 4 will be your Tier 3 champions. We'll be back in just a moment and see how it plays out. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are headed into map 4 this evening. I am Bullskunk alongside Zoc Hamwell here in our final map of the D9 Community Tournament.
I'm still catching my breath from that last one.
Well, we do have our Protects and Bans
yes.
are in.
You read my mind, exactly. We do have Protects and Bans. We're going to go ahead and start this up while we're going for that. Not much of a surprise as far as the Protect coming out from Guardians. They've protected Ryan throughout the series, and they hold true here. Protect Tracer came out from the Diks, and then they banned Bastion, and Guardians kind of staying true to form in the later parts of this match. They either seem to ban the Tracer or the Pharah, so with Tracer being protected, they do ban the Pharah, and that brings us here to beautiful Italy. I believe Rialto's in Italy? Yes, please tell me. It needs to be. I mean, it looks like Venice with the gondolas and such, so I'd imagine.
That's definitely Italy.
It has to be. You just love to see it. And not enough credit going to those lovely gondola robots, those lovely gondola Omnics.
Always underappreciated, the Gondola Omnics.
Will we see some gondola strats here today?
That's a hard-working, low-paying job.
It is a thankless job.
A thankless job being the Gondola.
We need to give them their due. Props to them.
Good little back-and-forth play utilizing our Protect and Ban system here.
It is. I'm going to miss it. This is the last match of this tournament. I'd love to see either D9 take up the mantle and bring another one of these hero band tournaments to the table, or anyone else, in fact. I mean, I think it's a great nuance. We're seeing a little bit of variety coming out in tournament formats, seeing some GOATS tournaments, seeing some no roll-up tournaments. I mean, so yeah, it could be cool.
Well, we are getting Saga on the defense here once again, back in the blue jerseys. They're giving us Ryan Zarya with a Symmetra Junkrat here in the damage department. On the attacking team, we are getting Reinhardt Zarya as well with Junkrat, but we're getting Hairball on that Widowmaker. Here, maybe just to start us off in the beginning, see if they can find some early picks. Well, it looks like he's going to continue to play through it as he's grappling up to the opposing balcony here, trying to find some sight lines down into the back of Saga. The Junkrat moving up into the countering stairwell to try to lay some spam damage down the other way. But it is the Junkrat on the side of Guardians finding first blood, getting a kill onto the Reinhardt of Saga. Back to spawn he goes. Timmy following up a kill onto the Baptiste as well. 2-man advantage, no more immortality field on the side of the defense. Guardians just pushing it right through point A here with a quickness.
And despite Hairball not really seeming to provide a lot of value here on that first fight, there's no one really to contest the Widow, which means that Saga's having to play very carefully. Really, only No Faith able to contest that, and so it's changing how Saga's having to play right now, and we're seeing it in the kill.
As they cap the point A and got themselves a point on the board. Ooh, Android going over to the sniper of his own wins that duel.
And now that both teams have the Widow and both Widows have seen each other, I'm going to be interested to see how this Widow battle goes.
Well, so far, neither Widow on the board here. Coalescence coming out from both sides. Cryo Overlord up in the window trying to rain some hell down from above. He does have that tire online. Meanwhile, back on the front line, Earthshatter coming out. Earthshatter gets past the shield, finds two. But we got one coming out the other way, and DevCrusher gets caught in that. DevCrusher goes down, but the tire comes out from above. That finds the Baptiste. Tenzin finds the kill onto the Moira, though, but he pays for it as Timmy gets a little revenge for his healer. And it is Guardians emerging victorious here.
The aggression start to pay off, and it's almost like Guardians had to shake a bit of rust off in these first two maps because they're looking more like the Guardians we saw in group stages versus the Guardians we've seen in playoffs, basically up till King's Row.
Well, Game Ruler's made a swap over to that Tracer, trying to shake this up a bit. Went in the back looking for a healer, wasn't able to find it. Had to turn his attention down to the Widowmaker, and then Cryo comes around and finds him as we had a Graviton Surge come out from the offense. And they have managed to push this thing all the way around the last corner of point B here. Goldfish on the objective, trying to stall it out. Barrier used, and he's going to drop as soon as that thing goes away. They tried to stall, but it looked a little Guardians full steam ahead. Tons of time on the clock.
Yes, indeed. It was. It could have been calculated, but you'd think with that immortality, that really gives you a chance to provide more of a contest than what was shown. So I'm leaning towards a bit of a miscommunication of plan there. DevCrusher, the double kill, though. Wow.
Oh, and that Tenzin was over 90% towards that Earthshatter Pulse Bomb come out from the other way, but Cryo Overlord getting the better in. Said, my bomb's better. Gets that kill onto the Tracer, and it is full steam ahead. And with Tenzin dying and just 96% towards that Shatter, that could have been the big one they were looking for. Coalescence now coming out late. Charge coming out from both sides here as they lay each other flat momentarily. Cryo Overlord picks up a big pick, and now that Earthshatter comes out, it finds two. Graviton Surge comes out from the offense, though. And DevCrusher standing tall here. He is still alive, still swinging that hammer. They have that Tracer in the back line trying to stall things out. Game Ruler doing his best to eat as much time off the clock, but Guardians with a massive man advantage on the objective here. We'll see if it can last as they're not getting the kills fast enough. Timmy's going to find a kill on an Android Gamer, but they lose Hairball, who has swapped over to a Tracer to make it back in this fight as quick as they can. And now this fight's starting to balance out. Saga's starting to get the reinforcements. Okay, DevCrusher gets the better end of the duel with Tenzin. That could be just the opening they need. Guardians not done here just yet. Earthshatter comes out, and a good tire comes out from Cryo. That could be just the ticket they're looking
nasty.
for. Yeah, that was way nasty. Tracer May back on the point. The two stall and DPS trying to make things happen here, but Game Ruler's going to drop quickly. Not able to do much stalling. Android goes down. Tenzin goes down. And the axe of DevCrusher hacking through the members of Saga here, and they push through with 3:15 left in the time bank.
And really, he came out strong in this map, and it's taken DevCrusher really a minute to catch up, but now that he has Guardians really looking all the better for it. It's just, it's been an insane match, honestly.
So it was Raven playing the Reinhardt for Guardians throughout the first time these guys met in the finals. And Tenzin definitely got the better end of that deal. Oh, pause.
We have a DC.
On the side of the offense, we were getting the double shield coming back out with Goldfish on that Orisa. Game Ruler going back over to that Tracer. Android on the Reaper.
They really looked good with this double shield on Anubis, Saga did. They do have the advantage early. Tim's going to have a long walk to get back into this fight. Austin does pick him up, but all the while that does allow DevCrusher to really be found out, and this is the advantage Saga needs to go ahead and get rolling early.
Yeah, now Game Ruler is just going to go into the back as that Tracer, see if he can find anything. Junkrat was there to kind of keep him at bay, though. Game Ruler not quite able to find what he was looking for, but the members of Saga have pressed up, do control the courtyard as of now. But Guardians coming back at full strength. Timmy back in the battle, back in action here. And they are going to clash, get a last-second contest here, going shield to shield. We'll see if the extra damage on the side of Guardians is going to be enough. The Earthshatter comes out, somehow manages to find its way past both shields, gets to that Reaper. But it is Game Ruler and Tenzin coming up with the picks. Two-man advantage on the side of the offense, and Saga looking to push through on the end of this. Nufi fights back, though, with a Coalescence coming in. They find that kill onto the Brig. Is it going to be enough? Tenzin winning the Reinhardt battle this time. And Saga have the kills. Just a little bit of cleanup, and they'll get that point on the board.
Important to note, Tenzin gets charged way into the backline by Death Crusher, ultimately does win that fight.
Now we're going to approach on this first corner here of point B. Good Halt comes out right into the shotguns of that Reaper. Rally coming out on the side of the offense as well. They're looking to push in here. Tenzin does have that Earth Shatter online, but his shield is broken. Death Crusher coming off the top ropes and just falls right into an Earth Shatter. That Earth Shatter is big. That finds a couple of them. Tire came out from the other side. Is it going to be enough to equalize? Cryo got himself one, and Hairball found a pick as well. So we're 4v4 here on the objective. Hairball drops into the back line, finds the pick onto the brig. Goldfish chipped down super low, and what a headshot. He finds that. Game Ruler does come back and get some revenge. Was it enough? Was it enough damage to stall them around this corner? It does not look like it's going to be. The reinforcements from Guardians not going to be able to make it out in time. I think they're going to try for a last-second stall here.
That flank McCree really did provide a lot of value from Hairball. He got behind, he got one with the Deadeye, won the battle against the Brig, and then some nice precision hits there on the Orisa.
Android tried to take a page out of his book with a flanking Death Blossom there. Managed to get one, but fell right into a trap. They're able to find that pick and clean up on the
This is one of the best opportunities that Guardians have to equalize the respawn walk, basically, and it really does negate the any sort of respawn advantage that Saga might have here. That was a great pull coming out from Goldfish there to get Cryo off that high ground and promptly dispatch him too. That was excellent.
Yeah, great opening, just what they were looking for. Earthshatter Graviton Surge combo coming out as well as a Coalescence and a Deadeye. 4 ultimates on the side of Guardians, all coming out simultaneously. In the end, they found 2 kills out of 4 ultimates. Is it going to be enough to at least win the fight? Game Ruler in the bear trying to even the odds here as he gets the kill onto Dev Crusher. No more main tank on the side of the defense here. Goldfish and Android picking up a pair of kills as well. Now they turn their attention onto the Moira, but Cryo Overlord still in the battle, manages to find that pick onto the Reaper. Turns around and gets the kill on the Game Ruler as well. Both DPS of Saga sent back to spawn at the hands of this Junkrat. But Tenzin coming back in to try to swing things the other way, quite literally, but it's not going to be enough.
A lot of times you'd imagine 4 ults being used in a fight like that. This fight should be a pretty good one coming up for Saga, but at the same time, not only really 3 ults with 2 of them not quite online yet. Guardians, even after losing 4, they're not trailing too bad in the ult department.
Game Ruler's going to open things up, getting that kill onto Cryo, though, and Cryo is holding that Rip Tire. Very important kill.
Big
and
shatter.
A big shatter comes out. Huge 4-man shatter drops into the back line, and they storm over him. Tenzin finding a couple kills himself. Android right there with the follow-up. 2 points on the board, 3:15 on the clock here for Saga.
Tenzin's been hitting some crafty shatters. But as far as the just quick pull surprise shatters, that's been Tenzin all day. It really has.
Game kind of trying to hide in the stairwell here, see if he can get off a pulse bomb, maybe something sneaky onto the backline. But now the Rat Trap and the McCree are very aware. Both of those ultimates online here for the defense. Saga looking to push around this corner. Here comes that Deadeye. There's a bunch of shields in his way. Can he plow through him? He's down to 13 health. Somehow manages to survive it. Nufi picks up the kill onto Game Ruler. That Tracer's down. Hairball's going to find himself a pick with just his 13 life left, but Android Gamer throws that Death Blossom into the mix. That's going to find one. Teammate answers right back, though. And the tank line of Guardians standing tall despite lacking their DPS. They come through with the kills.
Great shield awareness coming out from Saga. However, he gets down to 13 health, and while 13 health, he gets a kill on to the Reinhardt of Tenzin, and then from there, the Death Blossom comes out. Of course, it kills him, but he gets the flashbang as he's dying, which shuts down the ult from killing anyone else on his team. And he was already, 13 health, so not a big loss there.
No,
just some great heads-up play.
Not at all, and he's made a swap over to the Reaper since we had a Graviton Surge come out on the side of the defense, but they weren't quite able to follow up. And Dev Crusher, Hairball eats a headshot as he goes in to find some follow-up. Supercharger came out on that side, but nevertheless, it's still Guardians coming up with 2 more picks. 1-man advantage here for the defense. Now they've turned their attention onto the Orisa, who was just caught in the middle of the entirety of Guardians. Great focus fire coming through. Dev Crusher holding off the rest of the team while the other 4 members just fired upon the poor Orisa. And now Goldfish making that swap over to the Zone.
Just swarm the Genesis there on that fight, and it's just very, very awesome to watch. It's great team play coming out right now.
Oh, Death Crusher trying to jump off and throw his Earth Shatter down. That one gets blocked, though. Tenzin very aware, but Tenzin chipped down super low. Forces the Coalescence to come out from his healers to keep him topped off. He drops an Earth Shatter, and it makes it just under the shield of Dev Crusher and found Timmy and Newfie, but Soundbarrier comes out from Austin. Good job on the Lucio, keeping the team alive.
Grab.
Now a grab comes out and finds almost the entirety. That tire comes through with it. Cryo Overlord finds 2. Timmy finds a pair as well. Massive Graviton Surge coming out of Tim there. And that is going to keep his team alive. One last push here for Saga. Can the Fighting Diks push this thing home?
They're playing for the win here now.
Yeah, they are playing for the win. I mean, with 0 seconds, it's going to be something interesting here. They've got one last chance to make something happen. They do have a Death Blossom online. Earthshatter not too far behind, and a recent Nano Swap coming up on a Nano Boost. That could be absolutely deadly with this Death Blossom. Are they going to get a chance to get it off? Hairball's going to open things up. Death Blossom gets booped away. No effect. Hairball drops one of his own, and that one finds at least one. That Ana goes down, holding the Nano Boost, and we are in overtime. Coalescence coming out from skate action, and I think Guardians have done it. Hairball gets the kill on the Game Ruler. Just one last Moira standing on point. The only thing standing between them and the championship, and they have done it. Guardians coming back, pulling it through, and they will win the Tier 3 Finals 2-1. They are your Tier 3 champions here in the D9 tournament.
Insane performance. I mean, that was for the if you include both finals matches. I mean, this was Saga doing everything for the start of this rounds. You know, it came up all Saga in that first match, came up all Saga in the first half of this match, and then Guardians they finally wake up, and we start seeing a bit of the potential that was shown throughout group stages, and just an insane match. What a way to close out what has been definitely one of the most fun tournaments I've ever been a part of, both as a player and a captain.
MVP here for the Tier 3 playoffs. Who's your vote? Who's your vote, Hamwell?
Oh, it's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, there's so many individual performances were so great for Momento Mori throughout this entire tournament for all the teams. But if you're talking about MVP leading the match, leading the team to the victory, I kind of have to give it to Dev Crusher here in this finals match. He seemed to be the difference maker. He comes alive on King's Row and really just rockets Momento Mori back into this.
Mirror that sentiment. You know, I should probably offer up some hyper intelligent counterpoint, but no, I'm agree with you, Reinhardt, man.
I appreciate it.
It was such a match of, you know, we talk about it's a match of millimeters and a match of inches, you know, and it's milliseconds, and this match epitomized that to the utmost. Just back and forth all the way, so incredibly close all the way. And that Dev Crusher was the one giving his team that extra space, buying just that extra inch they needed to emerge victorious. Once again, get Guardians 2-1 victors over Saga here in your Tier 3 champions. That's going to do it for us, everybody. Y'all remember to look out for each other in game and out. Have a wonderful night. Thank you once again for tuning in to this D9 community tournament. Big thanks to all the admins for putting it on. We'll see you around. We'll see you in 2020. Good night, everybody.
See you later, guys.